Good morning. Hey, Jen. It's so good to see you. It's you and me, babe. For now, it looks like. I'm going to scroll my little screen over there so I can move it. All right. So I seriously cannot even believe that this is week 6. Like, what, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 more days left in week 6 is so crazy to me. I was actually thinking, oh my goodness, I feel like in some ways, hey, Rebecca, I feel like in some ways that this whole coaching thing is like aging me because these groups seem to just go by so quickly. It's like one starts and then it ends and everybody's lives are changed and so much has happened. And I'm like, I think it's making me older. But anyway, I really just cannot believe that we are ending. I'm just, y'all have done such a phenomenal job. If you're not on I know Jen and Rebecca are here. It's a crazy time of day. If you're watching this later, I am so, so proud of y'all. Like, I just get a little teary-eyed thinking about it and just this little season together. I know several of you are moving on into the next, or to the session that started this week, which you didn't need prep week. So you're good to go. So I'm definitely excited to still feel like I'm like with you, which is makes me happy. So anyway, we do have a little bit of information to discuss and go over today. So in this call, I'm going to discuss the follow-up round and how to transition well if you are not moving forward in the next round. There are a couple of people in this group that are eligible for the VIP program, so I'll share a little bit of information on that. But before we get started with if, when, and how we're going to need to adjust your macros, I want you to share what your plan is moving forward when this group is over in the comments. So just comment now, and everybody who watches the replay will hear me say that. And then if you're watching this replay later, leave a comment under this replay video and let us know what your plans are for the next following weeks after this program ends on Sunday. Okay? So I definitely would encourage you if you're not moving forward, to reach out to a friend or a group of people, someone that you know that's in the program, whether you met them in this group or you know them outside of this group, and form an accountability group to share your macros and reach out for encouragement when you feel like you are struggling, or if you are not going to be in this round, but you're like, you know what, Amberly, I do want to save up a little money and do another session when the next one's available. So definitely just keep yourself accountable somehow, some way during that time. And as always, please keep me updated too, because I like to know. So as you guys know, the follow-up round to your session began Monday. And since we are in prep week, that is not something that you're missing. I would obviously say, when you get into the group on Saturday, I'll send out the information. Go through, introduce yourself on the introduction thread that will be an announcement in that group, as well as go through and watch that prep week video. I did something a little bit different this session, and I think I really, really like that moving forward. So you guys, having already gone through a group, I would love your feedback on that after you watch that video. I paid extra to not have my Zoom cut me off at 40 minutes, and everybody was able to unmute themselves that wanted to ask questions. People had sent in their questions beforehand, so we had a lot. I felt like it was a really, really useful tool giving that. And even if it's your second round, as I've told y'all from the get-go, you're constantly learning and acquiring new skills and new thoughts and seeing the faster way to fat loss a little bit differently. Like, you're constantly improving your knowledge and awareness and goal setting. So there are going to be things that you will hear Elizabeth, I just randomly saw this notification come through that can't find the call in. Is there anyone on this call that could tag Liz underneath? Let me see if I can do that. I'm trying to figure out, Liz can't get into this call. I was going to tag her maybe in this little Zoom thing. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Anyway, that just randomly came in. Sorry, getting distracted. I do want Liz on this call if she can get here. So Oh my goodness, guys, I'm so sorry. I wish I should like be sharing your screen with me, sharing my screen with you so you could like see how crazy it is trying to help her find it. Anyway, are y'all just like, Amberly, shut up, move on. I've got like stuff to do. Let's see. Why was it? Oh my gosh, y'all, it wasn't even in this. Okay, can anybody move into Facebook and copy the Zoom link in the comments? I don't know why it's not doing that. Does anyone else? Like, y'all are here. How did this happen? Oh, you're here. Liz is here. Okay, great. Okay, great. Thanks for letting me know. All right, let me get back to what I was doing here. Okay, so as I was saying, I forget what I was saying. Oh, if you're in the next round, definitely go through and listen to that prep week call. I did some things differently. It's like almost an hour and a half long, but it was really, really, really helpful, I feel like. And I'm glad that I did it that way, even though I was not trained to do it that way. I like trying out new ideas. So anyway, for your follow-up round, I know that finances can be an issue for people, but I do want to remind you that you do have that $60 discount. So it's not $199 for your next session, it's $140. So for me, I was kind of a little bit on the fence and I thought, oh, you know what? I like totally have what it takes. I mean, you guys have what it takes. You have learned everything that you need to know here in this, in these 6 weeks. Like, y'all are total rock stars. And so I didn't join the next session. And then what happened was 2 weeks go by and I'm like, wow, I really miss that accountability. I really miss that group engagement and that atmosphere. And I realized at that point that this would be something I would always do. This was obviously before the coaching thing, because for me, I'm either going to invest in my health now, whether it's $199 for 6 weeks, $140 for 6 weeks, $99 a month for the VIP group. I'm like, I can invest that amount of money now to know that I'm doing something that is working for me and that I believe in and it is going to keep me on track. It's like having that safety net. Or I can be spending that amount of money later because I kind of backtracked and was unsuccessful on my own. So those are definitely some things to think about. Let's see what else. Nellie just posted. I don't think she can find it either. Y'all, I feel so terrible. I am so sorry. Let's see. If anybody has the, I can't find the link to watch. Can somebody post the link in our comments on this call? And I'm just going to post it real quickly in the Facebook group because I can't get out of my screen to post this little thingamajig. Okay, while y'all are, somebody's maybe doing that. So Rebecca says, same macros for round 2 next week, I think. And then Jen says she's planning on staying in a group me with people that have been in Faster Way and posting my macros and staying accountable. That is such a great, great plan. Does anybody have the link to this call that you can post in these comments that I can post for Nellie to jump in? I will move that right there. Okay. Maybe she'll find it. I don't know. I thought I had reposted it. I'm sorry about that, y'all. So sorry. So like if you're watching this replay later and you're like, yeah, well, I was trying to get in and couldn't, and it's your fault because you didn't post it in the right spot. I take full responsibility and I am so sorry. Okay, it looks like Rebecca is posting it somewhere. Wait, aren't you at Disney? What are you doing anyway? Oh, my word. Okay, so anyway, I have told y'all before that I could have like a list of like 5 or 10 things that I did not grasp my first round of the Faster Way to Fat Loss. It was like my second round. I told the story in the prep call last night of my sister-in-law, the one who has been very, very successful in her, she's now 6 months into the program. And so I told the story to them last night of, you know, she's having all this success. And then all of a sudden she was like, she's gone through one round. She was like, I'm supposed to be increasing my fat by like 50% on low carb days. And I was like, yeah. And so we were laughing because it's really, really funny that of the things that we kind of miss when, I don't know what is going on with the screen, y'all. Are y'all like, are you okay? So it's really, really funny, the things that we miss our first round or we miss our second round. But like I said, our brains only have the capacity to absorb so much information. So that is what is so good about this program moving forward. You just constantly and continually make progress. And so I love hearing those things as well. Like, oh my goodness, I totally didn't realize this. Or I'm so excited about this session because now I understand such and such more, or I'm getting better at this, that, or the other. So definitely, definitely, definitely let me know those types of things. Let me look at my notes here. Also, don't be afraid to share this program with other people. I've mentioned this before, and I don't know how many of you guys are in my affiliate Facebook page, but what I love so much about this program, and this is kind of what's going to like make me cry, is this gives everyone a way that needs a way to bring in a significant amount of extra income in their lives. I have a friend she's doing her third round because she invited or has 13 people joining her in this session that's going on right now. What I love so much about that story is she's a single mom. She's raised 3 girls. She has a wedding for one of her daughters next month. So and she's a teacher. So I'm literally paying her over $1,000 in this one period of time. And so for me to be able to get to do that makes me so, so happy. And I'll be honest, most of the other Faster Way coaches do not give their affiliates or partners as much as I do. But I believe that God has called me to this, and I want to be generous and I want to give back to y'all and make this something that is worth it for you and give value to you sharing it and give value to your time and value to your progress. So I hope that you haven't forgotten about that. And if you do not have an affiliate link and you need one you have some people who are interested, I will make one for you. I can send it to you today. I'm accepting registration. If you have someone who you feel like is going to really dig in and kind of go back and watch the videos and not be overwhelmed and not be stressed, I will let them in to this group through the end of the week. It may just be you kind of pulling them aside and saying, hey, let me walk you through some of this. So if it's a financial issue for you and you're like, oh my gosh, but I have 2 friends that are going to do it, that will cover your round and you'll actually make $10. So anyway, that's that. If you are not moving forward, or even if you are moving forward into the next round, I can't remember if it's a new portal. I can't remember. Are you guys on the summer portal or the fall portal? Either way, you can save these workouts to your phone. Maybe you haven't kind of gotten into the workouts as much this session because you've been working on your nutrition. You can save these workouts and you will have them forever. And what you will do is if you do that from your computer, you may just have to play around with it because everyone's is different. So you may need to look and see, do you need to, hit file save as, or if you're on an iPhone, I do know this, you can pull up the week, hit that little square that has the arrow sticking up, like you're going to send something to someone, and you can actually do that, and you can hit save to files or save to Dropbox or different things like that. So just kind of play around with it and see what you need to do. If you can't figure it out, let me know. My mom actually prints them off and staples them and has them. So that's a neat thing to do. Now, one thing we haven't talked about, and this may be something if you're just moving into your second round and you're thinking, oh my gosh, well then what's going to happen? I love this. I don't want this to go away. I want to invest in my health now. I don't want to have to invest in my health later because I didn't have the structure in place to keep me successful. So what we do have is what's called the VIP program. And I may come up with a new name for that. I don't know. Sounds a little weird, but that's what it is. That's what it has been. And what that is actually a monthly program. And I'm in the VIP program. So at this point, I am doing things alongside you. And how it works is I have a smaller group. We are run through the VIP program that Amanda Trust, creator of the program, runs. It's just that it's still our smaller group of people that we've come to know, or people that we know who are who didn't go through the session with us, but they're doing the program and we know them in real life. They move over to that VIP group, and it's $99 a month, and it runs monthly. And each month is a different theme. So for example, last month was August. What did we do August? Did we do a detox? Yes, last month we did the detox. Where and you're learning different things each day. Like, you're able to look through your beauty products, and you're able to practice new skills in, maybe you're just kind of been focusing so much on your nutrition, you're ready to kind of take it to the next level and maybe eat some cleaner foods or whatnot. 1 month I had gut health. 1 month we had, I can't even remember. I ought to look at my notes. That would help. But anyway, for the month of October, it's going to be strength and flexibility. And she has different professional mentors come into that group. So like, it's not me doing any more of these trainings. It is certified nutritionist. It is homeopathic doctors. It is someone who is trained and really, really skilled in stretching. And so we do different little segments on that. The workouts change, and like, it's very, very password protected. So if like somebody doesn't move forward to the next month, they get removed from the group. And so it's a really, really neat way to stay on track. And so for those of you who have already had 2 rounds, you can register for that up until Sunday night, because it starts on the 1st of the month. So anyway, like I said, if you're not planning to do a follow-up round, or you're not moving to the VIP group, there are a few tips for transitioning well, which is to, continue your macro tracking. And you will get better at this because you're going to spend more time pre-planning now that you have had a few weeks under your belt, and you're like, oh my goodness, it does get a little bit easier each and every week. Then you'll find yourself like, I will sit on a Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening, like in my bed on my phone. I will program in MyFitnessPal basically everything I'm going to have for the week. Because if you think about it, I mean, it's really just 2 meals and a couple snacks, right? And you kind of start to do the same things over and over. Mix it up a little bit, throw some variety in here and there. But for the most part, you have figured out what you sort of need to be doing. And so you can very easily do that from your phone. And then I make my grocery list from what I've decided to do for the week. So that's one way you can do that. Another thing I do is I will go through the workouts for the week. And I will just kind of write either in a notebook or on a Post-it note. Monday, I'll just write down everything that workout requires. And as I'm going through that, I will click on a video of that move if I'm not sure what it is. So these are just kind of some helpful tips. If you are not moving on to the next round, then do start your workouts over from the beginning. If that was something you were unable to really, really accomplish well, and because like I say, is work on the nutrition first, the exercise comes later. So now you may be ready to kind of add in some more of these workouts. So start back at like week 1, because I know for me, y'all, I was unable to complete a full day's workout start to finish literally until like way recently. I was constantly modifying, constantly cutting down in numbers of sets, constantly decreasing weight, or whatever it was I needed to do to be successful and not injure myself. So it's really fun to go back through the portal and do those weeks again and see how much stronger you are in them. So that's one thing. And then, look through the program. What are some things that you felt like you didn't have the bandwidth to do this time around? Like maybe you didn't have the opportunity to do the 24-hour fast, or maybe you're like, I did the 24-hour fast, but I really, really want to work up to one of these juice cleanses. So there are different things you can do, or maybe you were unable to get to a full 16-hour fasting window every day. Maybe that becomes the next goal you work on. So use this for you and where you are in your journey, and just sit down each week and kind of write some goals of something new you want to implement. And of course, if you want to like send me a message about it and tell me, I'll be like, yay, that's so fun. Okay. So now once you start living this way, I'm trying to move something to my screen. I can't. Okay. You will get to the point where you will need to adjust your macros. And we will do that one of several ways. We may take your overall percentages and increase them by 5%. Literally, when they told me to do that, I was like, wait, you want me to eat more? And then I was like, and it kind of, true story here, confessions from your coach. I was like, oh my goodness, like I've been so successful. Like I've lost weight, and now you want me to eat more? Oh my gosh, that's not going to work. And it was like this light bulb moment. I was like, oh my goodness, it just worked. And that's the whole concept, is we keep refueling our body, because as you build muscle, you're going to need more fuel. So I was just so blown away that I learned that I had not gathered that yet. Anyway, because if you stay in the same macro adjustment percentages for too long, you will probably reach a plateau. So that is another reason why it's helpful to stay in the program, is that is something that I assist you with. Hey, Emily, we're just hanging out here on the Zoom, hanging out on the Zoom. Okay, so anyway, so that is when it may be imperative to make some adjustments. So if you find yourself in a plateau, 3, 6, 9 months from now, always jump back into another round and you'll have access to me and we can adjust those macros and get that situated. So before, though, you jump into making your own personal switch, whether it's increasing protein, fat, and carbs 5% across the board, or maybe it's a situation where we take your carbs down to 45%, protein up to 25%. I know some of you are so excited about that. And your fat will stay the same. I will definitely ask you some questions. And those would be, have your measurements changed? Or does your clothing fit better? Or is your clothing fitting better in these weeks? If you haven't seen a budge in anything for 2 weeks, then it's time for us to change things up. A 2-week window is typically long enough to see results. Even if they are small, you are seeing results. And if you are seeing any results, big or small, we do not make changes yet. You're going to keep going with your same macros and being patient. I want you guys to think back that Emily shared with us earlier on in the program. Yes, Nellie, I can see that you're on. I see your fan, but yeah, you're here. Can you hear me? Wait, can you see me that I'm on? I don't. Yeah, you're good. You're here. I see your fan. So anyway, let's see. But the other questions I'm going to ask you is, are you getting consistent quality sleep? I know that quality sleep is sometimes hard to come by. And, whether you have kids or whether you just have trouble sleeping or whether you have sleep apnea or you snore or somebody you sleep with snores or whatever the case may be, sometimes I go to bed, I'm like, okay, what kind of sleep am I going to get tonight? Is somebody going to wet the bed? Is somebody going to have a bad dream? And that's why I love my new sleep spray, y'all. I am getting ready to do a post on that, because if I were not married to Bray, I would be married to my sleep spray because I love that stuff. Anyway, I will ask you, are you stressed? Are you feeling overtrained? Are you not caring for yourself in other aspects of your life? Because if your stress levels are too high and you're going 120 miles per hour without any breaks, which is how moi feels right now, then you're not going to be able to shed or shred, basically, any of that unwanted fat, because as life happens and stress cannot be avoided completely, it is going to have an effect on us, our bodies holding on to that fat. But the exercise and the sleep and the proper nutrition can and is what decreases the negative impact that stress has on our bodies. So anyway, if you're not feeling particularly stressed, then adjusting the macros will probably be what you need to push you over a plateau or not seeing any results or kind of stalling on that. I will ask you, are you approaching your period? We will definitely see a lot of hunger during that time because we're just kind of naturally fatigued, and we're naturally fatigued and hungry. Naturally fatigued or stressed, it's like it kicks in the hunger hormone, even though we're not actually hungry. So it's kind of a trick you have to pay attention to. Are you properly hydrated? Remember, you want to be drinking at least half of your body weight in ounces of water per day. So I've already had, I think I'm up to 60-ish ounces of water. So I'm almost I've almost reached my water intake goal for the rest of the day, but I will still continue to drink water. And a tip on that is, especially if you're a coffee drinker or a tea drinker, I actually put my water in a corksicle or whatever the night before with just a little barely sprinkle of BCAAs for the flavor, and I let it get to room temperature, and I basically chug that while I'm waiting for my coffee to brew. So that might be a neat little goal you want to implement. And then I'm going to ask you, have you been indulging in food or drink that is too high in sugar or too high in carbs or high in salt or alcoholic? So anyway, once we've gone through these questions and you're confident that none of those things are contributing factors, then it's probably time to change macros. If you're waking up really hungry every day and barely able to make it through your fasting window, then we're going to bump up those macros across the board. If you close out your feeding window and then you're famished, we'll bump up those macros. And then if you end your feeding window so full you can barely move, then you might need to adjust some macros without bumping them up. We might lower your percentages by 5%. And I know a couple of you who may really be wanting to do that. So just let me know. And then if you want to get a little bit leaner without really losing any body mass or weight, then you're going to keep your macros the same, maybe bump them up a little bit. We may lower your carbs and increase that protein and fat. And we just always kind of start with the 5% in mind. And then you may want to just set your weight loss goal in MyFitnessPal to maintenance. So anyway, lots of different things we can do. And that's one thing that I love about this program. So, but do not make changes to your macros every week. Okay. You need to look for changes for at least 2 weeks to see the overall effects, and then we adjust from there. And like I said, I definitely recommend being in a 6-week round or the VIP round to have to walk through that safely and successfully. So anyway, this was your week 6 training call. That's it, y'all. Like, we're done. I can't even believe it. I am so shocked. If you want, I'm going to kind of go full screen right here. For a second, y'all, I panicked because it didn't show me that it was recording. And I don't know if y'all know that happened to me yesterday, like an hour and 15-minute training call that was so helpful and so great and so fun. Didn't record. So I did it again last night at like 8 o'clock. We were all like, people were like laying in bed watching me. But anyway, I'm going to give you guys a second to, if you want to come on video, if you want to unmute yourself but not be on video and just ask a question or share a comment, or Liz says you are adorable. Oh, well, thanks. So if there's anything that you just kind of want to share or ask, or anything, any questions that you have, I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds to do that. There's kind of a delay sometimes. So you may be like trying to do that and I don't know. And I'm like, okay, guys, bye. And you're like, wait, I was trying to say something. And then if you're watching this replay later, don't forget to let us know what your plans are moving forward. And don't forget to let us know if you have any questions about anything moving forward. You can just ask them in the thread on this video. So anyway, if no one has any questions, we do. Nellie says, I don't know how to block my video. Oh, I don't care about seeing your fan. I don't mind seeing your fan. No big deal. So she says she doesn't know how to block my video so you don't see my fan. It's really weird. Like when I set up these calls and I schedule them, there are options that you can pick. Like one is to record. I had picked it. It didn't. That was crazy. And another one is like, I can have you guys muted when you come on. It's still not happening sometimes. Anyway, crazy things, but oh well. Oh, Emily, this is a great question. How often do you recommend we fast moving forward? I would recommend, I guess y'all can see that too. I would recommend that you do not fast more than one time per week. And really one time a month is probably more ideal. I try to do a 24-hour water fast, or once a month. And sometimes I do an extended fast. Like I may go to 20 hours or 22 hours. I'm not super, super rigid on it. I think any extra time in digestive rest is going to be helpful and useful for my body. And then I try to do one juice cleanse per month to fuel my body with a lot of micronutrients. Like that literally gets all the micronutrients I need in for like the month. And so speaking of, I am working with a local juicery. A couple of you may know this. Maybe I just told you this because we were talking about it, or maybe I posted about this. I can't remember. But anyway, I'm working with a local juicery here in Alpharetta off Webbridge Road to come up with our own juice cleanse that is local. And so I'm definitely working on that. For those of you who do not live near us, if you want to continue using the weekly juicery and have it shipped to your house, that is great. Or you can find because it's so expensive, you may want to find a local juicery near you and kind of take them that weekly juicery ingredients and allow them to kind of craft something like that. The big thing that they need to know is you need the fiber removed so that your body stays at actual digestive rest. That's the key. So those are some options for that. Liz says, do you want us to send you our post measurements and pictures? Yes, I do. Please email those to Amberly Devers, I hope you know how to spell that, at gmail.com. And if you have a little testimonial that you want to attach to that and just say, oh my goodness, like this is what has happened over the last 6 weeks, I would love to use your testimonial. Even if I use one of my own pictures or my own graphics, that's totally okay. Or if you are looking at your before and after picture, there are apps that you can use, and my virtual assistant person told me which one she wants y'all to use, because we don't really want it to say like pick post down at the bottom or anything like that if it's one that you are okay with being used. Let me see what it says. What did she tell me to use? Oh, she wants you to use Live Collage if you are doing your own personal before and after comparison. Even if you never send that to me because you're just not comfortable with it, and obviously you would give me permission to use any pictures ever. But I definitely want you guys to take a before and after, because you may not feel like anything has happened, and you may see that picture side by side and be able to see a difference. And that's what I want you guys to see. That is really one of the most important things. So yes, send me your after pictures, or send me your own before and after made from Live Collage. I definitely want to see it, even if you don't want me to use it. Give me a little testimonial. What's happened with you? Here's how many inches I've lost. Here is how I have felt. This is what this program means to me. Anything like that. And if you are okay with me using that, please let me know. And obviously let me know, I really don't want this shared. Absolutely. I had somebody message me today that wants to do the program, and they are just like so freaked out about the before and after pictures on social media. And they're like, I just don't know if I can do that. And I was like, oh my goodness, no, that is special permission. I would never, ever, ever in a million years do that without your consent. So do not worry about that. So anyway, it has been a great 6 weeks. I love you ladies. I am so, so proud of all of you, even the ones of you that did not we're not active in the group. I know you've been watching. I hope you've been successful. If you need anything, please let me know. I will definitely be keeping you guys up to date. I will have my website and company launching on November the 1st. I'm getting a little teary because it is just this huge vision that I have had and that has been building in me for, it's called, the name of it is Dwellness. Side note, y'all are probably the only people who have heard that. And it is, basically it means it is deliberately dwelling in wellness. And I just want to have a place and just be known for not just the faster way to fat loss, but how we as women encompass all areas of wellness in our life: spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical. And so that is kind of what that's going to encompass. It is going to build and grow from there. I will be having events where we all kind of come together and just do a little workout together, meet and greet one another. It's just so crazy. I go to a fairly large church, and I keep having people message me, and they're like, that are in my program, and they're like, hey, I go to Perimeter too. So I'm actually going to be working with Peter in the cafe, if you go to Perimeter, and asking him to make us a faster way coffee or maybe a wellness coffee. I'm not sure. And so maybe I'm thinking about maybe even just for everybody to have to schedule this big planning day to get together, even just a quick little meet and greet. So definitely be looking for some of these kind of things happening as I grow and move forward. And I am so thankful for each of you for just entrusting me and entrusting this program. That's obviously huge, but I'm just so thankful for y'all that your lives have changed. I'm so, so proud of each of you. And it just makes me excited. And Liz says, thank you for your authenticity. It is sincerely felt. Look forward to the next round. Thank you, Liz. I'm so excited too. It's going to be so, so great. So I hope y'all have a great, great day. Remember, when I post the replay, anything else you want to add about this, you can do so there. So anyway, y'all have a happy, happy Wednesday. Bye.